Welcome back. I'm Jimmy Ludwig.
I'm Mark Aldrich.
And we are the Happy Hour guys. Where the heck are we?
We are in Sheffield, Massachusetts.
In the Berkshire Mountains. Very western end of the state, southwestern end of the state.
Yes, indeed, just over the border from Connecticut.
Just over the border from New York.
That's true. Tucked away in its own little corner and making its own fantastic beer.
As everywhere else in the United States, craft beer has blown up in western Massachusetts. This is Big Elm Brewing here in Sheffield. And as you can see, they're a beehive of activity. They're killing it.
Busy, busy, busy.
Can't wait to meet these guys and taste some of their beer.
I'm a big fan of their beer. I know you are too. We've tried them elsewhere in the Berkshires, and we're so excited to be here where they're actually making the magic and to get to know. They have a really interesting story. We're interested to sit down and talk to them and find out more about how they got to where they are.
Let's go meet some of these awesome people.
Yeah.
My name's Christine Heaton. I am owner and brewer here at Big Elm Brewing.
My name is Bill Heaton. I'm one of the co-owners here at Big Elm Brewing.
Along with your wife.
Yes, Christine, who's brewing right now, and we're canning some beer today as well.
And this is a first for us. We've actually never recorded a female brewer before.
All right, we should clarify something. We've had many, many women associated with craft on the show over the years, but this is the first time that we've actually had a head brewer on the show that's female. And we think that's pretty damn cool. And there are lots and lots of female brewers out there. As a matter of fact, there are so many that they have their own society, the Pink Boots Society. And we were super lucky to get someone like Christine, who is incredibly talented and also a co-owner of this brewery. Anyway, carrying on.
So you were just telling me about one of your first experiences when you were a young brewer and didn't have a lot of commercial experience. You went to a brewery and just asked to get a foot in the door, and the response was, I would say passive aggressive, but
Yeah, a little bit. It was more of a the person didn't want to entertain the idea of me working there at all. So it was more of a their response was, "Can you throw a keg around?" And so obviously no one's going to throw a keg around if they respect their back at all.
Not part of the job description.
Yeah, if they want to, stay walking. But funny thing, starting at Victory, worked there for a little over 2 years, I think it was. But a year into working, I'm sitting down with one of my colleagues having a beer, and he turned to me and he was just like, when you first started, I fought tooth and nail for them not to hire you because I thought we were going to have to carry your weight. But I was really pleasantly surprised that you really work hard. And I know he meant it as a compliment, but I really did not take it as one.
Of course not. Yeah.
I was like, you probably should have kept it to yourself.
Yeah. Within craft beer, the community of women working craft beer is growing exponentially more and more every day.
It's huge. And the consumer, there's more female consumers, so the community. I just went, it's probably about a year ago, but over at Fort Hill Brewery. They had like a women in beer type thing, and it was great. There is a lot of support, both male and female and intergender,
It does sort of feel like those, and I'm speaking from my perspective, which is obviously very different from yours.
Yeah.
But it feels like, and I hope it does to you, that those walls have started to come down.
They have, most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we met way back in 2002 at Victory Brewing Company in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. At the time, I was the head brewer there, and Christine's resume came across my desk, and she had just graduated from the Doemens Academy in Munich, Germany.
Wow.
And back then, a diplomaed brewer was really hard to come by, so I brought her in for an interview, and she fit the team really well, and fantastic brewer, good worker. And after about a year of working together, we started dating and fell in love, and very soon after, we decided to set out on our own.
Wow, and you guys came up here, and for a while you had a brew pub in Pittsfield, is that correct?
That's correct.
Before you started the production brewery down here.
Right, yeah. In Pittsfield, it was called Pittsfield Brew Works, and we were there for 5 years.
Wow.
And it was fun, restaurant life is fun, but it's very stressful.
It's hard.
After 5 years of trying to juggle both things, we just decided we really just wanted to get back into brewing.
Why Big Elm, by the way? Tell us about that.
That's the town seal of Sheffield. So that tree was about 200 yards from the brewery building. There's a stone monument where it was.
It
was cut down in the 20s, the Dutch elm disease. But Sheffield's the oldest town in the Berkshires.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and their motto is, "He who plants a tree plants hope." And trying to start this venture, finding a facility, a building in a town in the Berkshires that wanted a brewery in the town. It was very difficult. We thought it was going to be the easiest part of the whole thing.
How long have you been in this facility now?
4 years almost.
4 years.
Yeah,
Wow. Clearly, it's going well.
it is. Our growth has been quicker than we thought it would be, so that's good.
You know, most craft breweries are small operations. You know, if you like the smell of grape nuts and you like the taste of grape nuts, that's beer making.
I've never had it put quite that way, but yes and yes.
You know, there's a distillery right up the road.
Right? Yeah, right over there.
The country's largest ukulele manufacturer is just up the street.
I
as
just
well.
drove by it. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Bette Miller has one of their ukuleles. She plays all the time.
Oh my.
It's amazing.
The Berkshires, Massachusetts. You never know what you're going to find.
Right.
Oh my God. So there's craft industries all over in the
Right.
Berkshires. Alrighty.
Well, cheers.
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 Pleasure to
Thank you so
finally
much
meet
for
you
having
and
us.
to
No,
be here and
thank
see
you
where it
very
all
much.
happens.
I'm happy to drink that on a hot day, which for a lot of stouts you wouldn't be able to say.
I understand the drinking with the seasons thing, like I get it, and that's the way it's been for centuries. But I drink what I like when I want it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And this, I would drink year round.
Yeah. Where are you capacity-wise right now?
Well, we're having just an explosive year. We're
Yay! And
We got here at just the right time.
We did.
last year we did 1,434 barrels.
Great.
You know, barrels are doing gallons
Yeah.
for some arbitrary reason. And this year we're on pace to do about 3,000. So we're
Doubling, more than doubling.
So I just brewed the second batch of IPA. This is a 15-barrel system, so we brew twice into our 30-barrel tanks. And I did the first yesterday and the second today. Me and Henry are the brewers, and we usually brew shift beer, so shifts. Like, so he'll start in the morning, and then I'll start in the evening.
Right.
But we've been canning so much this week that we've had to can and brew at the same time. I love myself an IPA, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. and I'm here to say that Fat Boy is a fantastic.
Thank you.
double IPAs are all the rage right now. Definitely an American twist on the classic English style. Just loaded with, you know, Citra, Simcoe, Mosaic hops. It's just tropical.
Like the rock stars of the hop
Right,
family
right.
now.
You know, it's 8% alcohol, so it's a little beefy, but man, it goes down really nice and clean.
Oh man, that's just.
We do not filter our beer. This is just nicely aged.
I was gonna
natural
ask.
products, yeah.
I was going to ask because I was like, oh, it's filtered. Because
Yeah,
that
we-
seems to be a thing now. The
I was just gonna
the
ask what
unfiltered
your
New England
Thought
IPA.
on that is I've heard
It's a
both
new
sides of the
class.
argument.
What is your what's your feeling on it? Because we're seeing them everywhere now.
There are some great New England IPAs out there, but you know, I'm from the mentality of you want things to look good. You know, because it's a visual as well as aroma and
awful
flavor.
pretty.
The whole package, yeah.
And you know, there's nothing wrong with murky beer. It's just when it detracts.
It's a good thing that people are clamoring for your beer.
That's as good. Yes, it's not a bad problem to have.
No, not at all.
Is there anything that you would like to say to the Happy Hour Nation out there about Big Elm? Anything that's coming? Whatever.
Come to the tap.
Sure. So that's
actually
actually
a good-
legit.
good bit of advice.
So come to the tap room here at Big Elm. Do we know when that you're going to start doing 3 nights a week? When is that going to be?
Hopefully within 2 weeks.
By the time this posts, the tap room here at Big Elm will be up and running 3 days a week. What are the hours?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from noon till 6 p.m.
So do yourself a favor, get here, have the freshest beer possible, and really some fantastic beers that you need to try.
Handcrafted here in the Berkshires.
Yeah.
And some specialty beers, if you're lucky and you hit it on the right day, you're going to find some things here that you will not find anywhere else. Yeah.
So here's to you, Big Elm. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
see you
Support
guys
good
next
beer,
time.
support good people, support your community. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh no!
We'll edit that out.
We'll get that out.
Oh
All right.
my god, that can't even be the tag.
Let's-
That's not even. That's for the bloopers way. Like somewhere.